Hi friends, welcome to Krishang Talks. In today's video, I'm gonna explain what my physics, chemistry sir and math sir told me today in my school. So first of all, physics class happened. In physics class, my sir told about heat. So heat is basically a form of energy that exists around us. So when you go near a fireplace, you can feel the heat energy coming to your skin. And when you open the refrigerator, you could also sense that heat energy. So heat is mainly an energy. If the heat is too high, the temperature will feel hot, and if the heat is too low, the temperature will feel cold. So some people mistake the thing between heat and temperature. Heat is the form of energy which will indicate something is hot or cold, but temperature is a thing which will measure the heat. Okay, so now let's look at the thermometer. The thermometer is basically an instrument in which you could measure the surrounding temperature. For example, when you take a mercury thermometer is a thermometer in which it has a capillary tube and a glass tube around it, and also you have the bulb of it and a hook to attach it to some walls. Okay, so when you put the bulb in the surroundings or in the environment, then you can see that the level of the mercury will go to a certain extent. So that is the temperature of the surroundings. So you could mainly measure them in there are mainly two units of measuring the temperature, which is degree centigrade and degree Fahrenheit. So mainly for measuring the temperature of the skin, we will use the degree Fahrenheit. So our normal skin temperature is around 98 degrees, and at Celsius it is 37 degrees. Okay, so in the mercury one, when we keep it under our tongue or in the armpit to measure our temperature, we could put the glass bulb under our tongue and also under our armpit. In each of these places, the temperature, we could see the temperature. Okay, but if you keep it there and if you take it out, then you could see that the temperature will go to the surrounding temperature, because it changes instantly when you keep it in the environment, because it also wants to capture the temperature of the environment. But if you use a clinical thermometer, which is a thermometer of Fahrenheit, it has a kink in it. A kink is a curve on it which stops the mercury from going down to its original place. Okay, so when you put it under your armpit or under the tongue, then you could take it out and see the temperature. So the temperature will be like 98 degrees. It depends upon the person, what he eats, what environment he lives in. So this is all about what my physics sir told in this class. So my chemistry sir told about acids and bases. Acids are the things which have acidic in nature, and bases are the things which have basic in nature. So indicators are the things which indicate if it's an acid or base. For example, if you take turmeric paper, it's a natural example of an indicator. So when you put it in acidic solution, it will change its color, and when you put it in a basic solution, it will also change its color. Other examples are like the phenolphthalein indicator and methyl orange. If you put in a phenolphthalein indicator in a basic solution, it will not change its color. But if you put a phenolphthalein indicator in an acidic solution, a strong acidic solution, it will change its color to red or pink. So, let us do an activity. Let us take some test tubes, and also let's put some lemon juice in it. So lemon juice is an acid, and let us put some other metals in it. For example, when you put potassium in that lime water, you could see that the potassium will be dissolved in that lime water because it's an acid, and it will produce hydrogen. So how to test if it's hydrogen or not? By keeping a matchstick on top of it. If the matchstick goes out with a pop sound, then it's considered as hydrogen. So let's talk about neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction is a reaction in which you put enough amount of acids and enough amount of bases so that they will form into a salt and some water too. So for example, when you put an acid and a base, they will combine together and form some salts. and also some water. Okay, now let's talk about acid rains. Acid rains are the rains in which the acid will form the sky itself. With the gas released by factories, it will combine with the atmospheric water in the atmosphere and it will form as acid. So acid rains will happen mainly in some industrially developed cities like Vizag or the New York City in US. So this is all about acid rains. Now let's go back to our salts. Some salts are acidic in nature and some salts are basic in nature and some salts are neutral in nature. As you see our own salt, which is the sodium chloride, it's also a type of salt. Now my math sir also told about fractions. So fractions are mainly a part of a whole. There are some types of fractions. Proper fractions are which the numerator is less than a denominator, and improper fractions can be a whole or when the numerator is the same as the denominator or more than a denominator. For example, let's see 3 by 12. It's a proper fraction. What about 15 by 3? It's also an improper fraction. So like fractions are the fractions in which the denominators are the same, and unlike fractions are the fractions in which the denominators are not same. Now let's see about addition of fractions. While adding the fractions, you should see that if the like fractions are same or not. Okay? You should see if they are like fractions or not. If not, if they are unlike fractions, you should find the LCM of the two denominators and then multiply the fraction with the number needed to reach the LCM. So after this process, you could have a specific number. So you should add them both, and if you get a result, then that's the answer. You could also simplify it into another fraction. For example, you will see 12 by 14. You could also simplify it into 1 by 2 by cancellation process. 12 goes 2 times into 24. So this is about addition. Now let's go to subtraction. The same process is applied in subtraction. For example, 1 minus 3 by 12. So 1 is nothing but 12 by 12. 12 divides 12 one time. So 12 by 12 minus 3 by 12, which is 9 by 12. So this is a subtraction. The same is with multiplication. Multiplication is very simple. If you multiply the numerators and denominators, you'll get a final answer, which is the answer of the multiplication. What about division? If you have two fractions to divide, then you should have the reciprocal of the other fraction. That means if you want to multiply 3 by 4 into 5 by 8, then you need to take the division button and put it in a multiplication button. So it will become into 3 by 4 into 5 by 8. Okay, you should take the reciprocal of the next fraction. Then you should change the division symbol into multiplication symbol. So that's it about division. So this is it. All my sirs explained in my class. Thank you. Bye-bye. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.